Go ahead.
Rick had 68 points in the paint. I think that was an issue in one of the Atlanta games as well. What's you as the theme of this? Why do you feel like you guys have taken a step back defensively the last couple weeks?
We had 3 pretty decent defensive quarters and 1 horrible one. Okay, the second quarter killed us. And so we're inconsistent. I really loved the last quarter and a half with our depth guys playing their hearts out there. And, I mean, and we won the second half by a point or 2. And so, that's something. The second quarter is, that's not acceptable. I mean, we've got to do better. Our main guys got to do better. And, I got to do better.
Was that group in the second quarter, that whole period, is that what led to you deciding to go away from the starters in that third quarter for the rest of the game? Was there more to that decision?
I wanted guys that played together and played hard. And our starters were struggling. They were struggling with chemistry. They were struggling with shot selection. They were struggling defensively. And so, I can't speak to their exact mindset, as a group, but we had a little bit of a good jolt to start the third, and then it was right back to 20 again. And so, it was time to look elsewhere. And look, the starters don't get the blame for all this, but we represent a state that is all about unselfish basketball. And I'm not going to sit there and watch guys that aren't playing the right way continue to do what they were doing. And so that goes for all the guys that were in the initial rotation. There's 9 guys that played in the first half, and everybody struggled, So we all got to do better. That's all. That's it. And so now we got Milwaukee, and they're rested, and so this is a tough stretch, but we're gonna have to get together and stay together.
To dive in on that question, you mentioned chemistry. I mean, what are the issues you're seeing there when you see guys aren't playing the right way? I imagine some of it goes back to the ISO stuff we talked about before the game. I mean, how are you seeing these guys?
Our shot selection needed to be better. We didn't move the ball well. We drove into crowds. And look, it's not having Tyrese out there makes a difference. There's no question about that. But we had enough good stretches in this game that hard, aggressive play and really trying as hard as you can defensively and covering for one another, which is what that group in the last quarter and a half did, is what it's about.
To dive back in, who impressed you in particular in that last quarter and a half in terms of guys you played?
Furphy and Jackson. I thought Tony Bradley played some of the best defense, of the entire half from the 5 position. Look, Dennis went in there, Walk went in there and went hard. And, so look, it's the NBA. It's a lot of games. It's one game. We've got to move on from it very quickly, but we all got to draw a line in the sand and just say, we can't stand for this kind of inconsistency.
This might be re-asking a similar question, but I mean, what do you feel like you guys in the past when we haven't had Ty have figured out that this group hasn't figured out yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're asking,
Okay.
I mean, look, we got annihilated on the boards. That's an effort thing. Go get the rebounds. 50-50 balls, we were less than 50% in the first half. That's attitude, energy, effort. And so, those are things that we're capable of, and we got to do better.